Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 3, Stand in Your Truth. Candace, we picking back up where she done clocked the BS. She's talking to Eric. Eric talking about what you telling me for? Cause I'm telling you. Cause you in charge. So that's why I'm telling you. He's talking about he can't control what Giselle says. Anyway, Giselle, she joins the rest of the group back in the lobby, and she acting like she don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Candace is over there in the corner. They looking around. Oh, she's talking to Eric. What happened? I don't know. I don't know. I think she okay. You know what's wrong with that girl. Anyway, Candace back there dragging Michael. You know, because don't do Christopher Bassett. Not my husband. No, y'all not about to make him the resident perv. We're not doing that. We're not running that story. And so, absolutely not. She's trying to figure out, help me understand how my husband got to be the creep. Help me understand. Because I don't understand. And then, you know, on her way out, she like, don't cut my fourth wall either. Keep all of it. Keep it. Don't try to cut it. Don't try to edit it out. Keep it all in there. Don't play with me. She come back out, walk right past the ladies and head on out to the door and get in her car and going on home. In her confessional, she say, not today, Satan. Not today, neck. Not today, ankles. Not today, legs. Not today, wig. Not today, house. Just really drag everything in there that we just aren't here for when it comes to that lady. We will not have it, girl. We will not. She knows she on some mess because she sniggling and giggling and, you know, got a smirk on her face after ruffling that girl's feathers like that. Anyway, Wendy, she shares with the ladies that, you know, she spoke to Peter about the opening, you know, of the Nigerian restaurant and all of that. They throw a few questions out there. Nothing too intrusive. Just, you know, oh, so, you know, how much it's going to be? How much you're going to be 20% owner? Okay, that's cool. You know, that sort of thing. Ashley gonna ask, you think this is going to directly affect your marriage? Girl, mind your marriage. Or the lack thereof, or whatever you got going on. Mind your business. She always worried about somebody's marriage. Girl, what? Did the restaurant affect your marriage? Is this house that you buying gonna affect your marriage? Just worried about that lady's marriage. Leave that lady alone. Giselle, she asked me, you know, about the text, you know, because I text you. I ain't really get a response, you know, all of that. Robin says, why don't y'all go? Why don't y'all just go talk? So they go away to talk privately. Ashley continues, you know, with how she feels. She feel like Giselle kind of is taking the blame for the whole Mia situation. And they all had, you know, questions. They were all skeptical about Mia's post. Wendy is like, well, I mean, I just chose to give her the benefit of the doubt. You know, I just wishes that she would clarify. Robin felt like the message was vague. It's been a week and they still don't know. Does she have cancer? Does she not have cancer? She hasn't given any, she's been closed-mouthed about the results. Robin, then she got some smoke for Wendy. And what was that you said, Wendy? Why was you like pointing out it was Robin and Giselle that had something to say when we all had something to say? And Wendy is like, girl, what? I didn't do that. And we run it back and Wendy is walking up and saying, what happened? So she felt like Giselle said, what? Robin felt like that or Giselle felt like? She just wanted clarity on what was going on. As she's walking into a conversation she's walking in the middle of. And you trying to run with it, Robin. Because you still mad that she drug your ass last season. You need to get up off of it. Because it's obvious you are still mad at her. Robin like, girl, you called her a liar. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I ain't like, listen, you the one called her a liar. Wendy says, you know, we don't share the same sentiments. Don't try to make it seem like we're all in this together. We do not share the same sentiments. When I saw her, I embraced her and I asked her, was she okay? So yeah, no, you and I are not the same. Robin still trying to excuse herself, of course, and drag Wendy down with her. She gets up and stands up all aggressive. Cause Wendy is like, girl, no, don't try to drag me in this. Stand in what you said. Stand in it. Robin stands up. I'm standing in it. I'm standing in it. Wendy is like, girl, sit down. And sit down. Sit your ass down, Robin. Charles Lee Ray, Rob Dixon. Sit it down. Cause we all know, if it was if the situation was flipped, y'all be dragging Wendy from hell and back about standing up over that woman. Oh, she's so aggressive. Y'all love to throw that out there. Well, Robin is being aggressive. Cause why you up out your seat standing over me? Now, if I decide I don't feel safe and I just get up too, then what? Anyway, Giselle in there with Mia. She apologizes for her tone delivery. You know, Mia always, okay, thank you. She just want to be friends with Giselle and Robin so bad. Like, so bad. You was just on that, oh, they're going to have to see the real Mia. When people do me like that, I just put them on ice. It don't seem like she on ice to me. It seems like you running back. Like you ready to just be friends again. Let's pick up where we left off. Granted, you ain't got to be holding a grudge, but I mean, you should still, okay, I see you, we see each other. Anyway, she when they joined the group, Mia shares with the group that she is cancer free. Robin, now I gotta get to know you a little bit better. I just really want to get to know you. We should do something. Let's try to, don't your sons play basketball? And then she asked everybody except Wendy about their kids, you know, and if they're free and if they're going to be out of school for spring break or something like that. And Ashley is like, is Wendy's kids invited? No. Wendy is like, I don't care. I mean, it just really shows me who you are. That you got an issue with me, but the kids aren't off limits. So, I mean, that just shows me who you are. And it does. That was petty. Very petty. Very petty, very low vibrational. That was very low vibrational of you, Robin. Because what you could have done was invited everybody except Wendy in private. You know, after the fact. Then you send out your invitations to the people you want to come. And then she has to hear about it. Okay, and then that's light shade. You know, at least you didn't, you know, just in her face tell her, I don't care about you or your kids coming around me and mine. Sorry if our kids could have got along or not. Like, I don't like their mama, so they ain't coming. And I mean, in real life, that's how it would be. But we're filming a show here, and you just really sat in front of this lady and asked everybody else about their child's availability and then just excluded her purposely. All because, for what? For what? Why are you really this angry with her? Because you got what you got because you was inserting yourself in a situation that didn't involve you, and she had to just cut you down because, girl, why you talking to me? This don't have nothing to do with you, so that's what it was. And you're still mad about that? I don't think that Robin has wanted to give Wendy a try from the beginning. I don't think she has. And I don't like that it's kind of like they're icing her out. That's not okay. That's not cool. But it's like, Wendy girl, we tried to tell you, because she was on some I think she was on the hate Monique train. Thinking that them girls was her friends. And Monique said to her, girl, it'll be you before you know it. And look at where we are. Looky. Well, looky, Wendy. Now it's you that they're icing out. Tisk. It is what it is, I guess. Anyway, afterwards, the producers, they done asked Wendy with her hot mic still on, how she is with me. And she's like, I mean, we're good. I mean, we all know she's lying, but it's okay. She's lying, but I mean, whatever. And they run it back 20 minutes ago when she was saying, I never called her a liar. And it's like, what was the point in that? Yeah, granted, she just wound up doing it, but she still didn't say it. What she said was still the truth. She had never called her a liar up until that point. Girl, and you done got caught on camera saying it. I'm sure Wendy won't have no problem standing in that, though. Like, There's no reason for that. I don't think Wendy's not that type of girl to backpedal and pussy pop. I don't know. I don't feel like she has. Candace, she at the house afterwards or whatever. She calls her doctor to walk her through administering her IVF injections. She got through it. She didn't think it looked like it was gonna be painful. I'm sure it felt like it was gonna be a situation, but she got through it, and it wasn't as painful as she thought. Karen and Ray, they go and get manicures. Karen's well today, COVID free. How convenient. Anyway, she talks to Ray, asking him if he's ever insecure about her, especially after her getting her boobs re-augmented or whatever she did. He's like, every man is a little bit insecure, about his beautiful wife being admired by other men. But he said, I'm used to men being attracted to you, and I'm used to you being attracted to other men. And she kind of looks at him like, what you say that for on camera? But that's their little thing. She can have eye candy. And I don't know what that means. Does that mean she can go on dates? Like she want to go to the movies. She call eye candy. She want to go to dinner. Does she call eye candy? What eye candy for? Just to sit around the house? I'm trying to figure out where you meet eye candy at. Where you keeping eye candy? Because what's the point in the eye candy, girl? Anyway, she can have her eye candy as long as it just stays candy in the jar. That's it. That's all. Don't be going and trying to sample the candy. Don't try to get you a little taste. Don't try to get you a little piece. Leave that candy where it's at. Anyway, Ashley, we see her with her brother going to look at houses. Her realtor Natalie also works for Michael. He got her on payroll. Producers ask if Michael is opposed to making a cash offer, because she's made 3 offers, but the people with the cash offers are the ones getting the house. And so they asked if he's opposed to that, and she's like, he doesn't feel like a cash offer is the fiscally responsible thing to do. And she agrees. They take a tour of the house. It's a nice house, They check in. She says she says she has to check with Michael first, of course, because he's the one buying it. And Natalie's like, oh, I already spoke with the lender, all that's good. She looking like, what? It's good. Ashley's a bit surprised about, that Michael said that. I'm assuming Michael been telling her, there's a halt here, there's a hold up there. He hasn't been very forthcoming with all the intricate details of buying this house. And she says that Michael said buying the home was contingent upon their marital status. And I guess she's saying now she's looking at him sideways. I don't know. You should have been looking at him sideways. But whatever. She started thinking about her marriage and the fact that it's about to be ending, and then we're going to turn on a little misty eye. She got it a little misty eyed. That's about it. But okay, girl. Okay. I mean, girl, save it. Really just save it. Robin. Her home is nice as well. They're moved into the house that they built. She's looking through some files, and she sits down and talks to Juan about the wedding that ain't happening. And then she brings up the prenup, and he look at her like, he says, what the fuck? You know what? I don't care. Do you? That's what he says. Juan was not about to be caught on that camera giving y'all anything. He's upset that she brought that to him on camera. I am sure. I could see it all over his face that he played okay, I'm going to do this right now for you because I know you want to film this scene. But I don't like that. They're going to be talking about it later. It's going to be a more heated discussion later. But he says he don't care. He's like, I'm make more money than you anyway. Producers ask, is it true? Does he make more money than you? And she's like, he didn't say. She's sipping her drink. He didn't say that. I think he said, I'm gonna make more money than her. But you know how guys are. Anyway, he tells her, because he kind of flippy. He's like, why you ain't had that same energy with the first time? You ain't had this energy then. You wasn't talking prenups then. So I mean, okay, whatever. You just make sure that you have what you want in it. Cause he says, you like, I know you got your little hat business, you got your little businesses. Cause she's like, I don't want it to seem like now that I've, come into some success like this, that I just don't want you to have my money. But that's not what it is. Girl, you lost all of his life savings. All of it. You did that. Just up his credit. And that's what he worked hard for. And you don't think that you wrong for trying to protect your money from him? You the one not making fiscally responsible decisions out here. But you need to protect your money from Juan. Okay, girl. All right, Charles. All right. He get up and walk away. Juan ain't finna sit up and talk about this with her. Not finna happen. He says, you just make sure you get everything you want. And he walk out. Girl. Anyway, Wendy, she goes to the dermatologist. And she's wearing her hair out. She has a nice, she got some long, it's about as long as this little weave right here. It's about as long as my girl. It's my wig. It's what I call it, my girl. It's about as long as my girl right here. She has a nice head of hair, but it's thinning now. It's starting to thin in the crown. She said that it happened. She noticed it after having her last baby. I mean, postpartum hair loss is a real thing. I'm a living witness. I'm still trying to grow back my temples. Still trying to grow it back. Still trying to grow it back. So the hair loss thing is a real thing. But that coupled with stress, she's been stressed a lot. And the doctor tells her, that stress pulls all the nutrients from the follicle. In times of stress, the hair is not a priority for the body. And so that's why people lose their hair first. I'm like, that is crazy. That's crazy. Stress, we know stress also kills. And so don't stress, okay? Don't stress. Peace all the time. But she prescribes her something, but there's a caveat. She gonna be growing facial hair. But I mean, you also gonna grow that crown back. So I mean, it's all right. It's all right. The lady said you can come back and do the hair laser removal for that. We got that. Let's just get that hair growing back on the head, on the top of your head. Mia, she meets Robin for lunch. I'm just like, Mia, girl, she's so fake. She's so fake when it comes to Robin and Giselle. It's clear you just want to be a part of this friend group so that you can have a little longevity. You feel like if I get up under them, I'll be protected. I won't have to get drugged so much. It won't be so much hot seat for me. She's trying to be the three amigos. She's trying to be the three light skins. That's Ashley. Don't be trying to bump Ashley out of her role, because Ashley, they're a throuple, honestly. They really are. Anyway, Robin, she wants to know, she starts poking holes in the post. But you posted this, but then you turned around and posted that. But then a couple days later you posted this. And Mia's just, trying to get this story together, trying to land on something. But in all, it was just lumps. She doesn't really know anything about them. She says they're on my butt if you want to see them. It's looking like some of these surgeries are starting to backfire. That's what it's sounding like, but I'm sure she ain't gonna say that. They changed the subject to Candace. And Robin tells her about Giselle's story, and Mia's like, I have something to add. What you got to add? With your lying ass? She adds, Chris was staring me down at the spring fling, girl. I didn't like it. He was staring me down. We run the footage. Chris wasn't even looking in her direction. Chris wasn't paying her no mind. Paying her dust, honestly. And she ain't paying him attention either. But she telling Robin he was staring her down. Robin like, girl, I'm not gonna do this with you. I like Candace and I like Chris. I ain't doing this. Giselle and her wig go to Karen's house. And they gonna try. They always gonna try. Giselle, she shows Karen what she missed at the dance class. But they have a lot to discuss, so they get right to it. Karen has already heard about, Giselle having a conversation with Candace and everything. Karen feels like Chris owes her an apology. I'm like, an apology? Come on, Karen. For what? For what? That's some bullshit there. Candace and her beautiful head of hair, they go, she and Chris, they go and have lunch. And Candace is crying. The IVF is a journey. It is. I'm sure we have all heard the stories. She's trying to keep up with the doctor. She has to be in constant communication with them, honestly. And she's, I guess kind of slacking on it a little bit. And with that, she kind of feels like, I'm already a bad mama. I ain't even keeping up with these appointments like I should. I'm already a bad mom. But, Chris makes her feel better. She asks Chris how he's feeling, because he done heard about all this mess, about these hoes trying to sully his name. And Chris is disappointed, to say the least, because he really liked Giselle and them. Mainly Giselle, not in them, because Ashley was... I can take Ashley's side of things and say, okay, I can see how that could be alarming. If my friend's husband if I was out with my girls at the club and I'm posting my pictures and one of my friend's husbands just dropped in responding like, oh, you should have came here, I'm gonna be like, came where? So I get all that, but that's Ashley. Giselle, on the other hand, Giselle has taken it and ran with it. And that's where the problem lies. Giselle says that, Chris says that Giselle is the one that suggested that they go to her room. We flip to Giselle and Karen, and she's telling Karen that Chris is the one that said, can I come to your room? Just lying. Chris also asked that the door be open. Karen, she asked him about the details, well, did he do this? Did he do that? And Giselle's like, no. She can't say that he really violated her in any way. The only thing that I can agree with being uncomfortable with is being in a closed room with somebody's husband. Okay, cool, we get that. But you're dragging. You're making it seem like Chris went out his way to make you feel uncomfortable, and that's not the truth. That's where you're wrong. That's where you are making a mountain out of a molehill. Karen says she too had an uncomfortable situation with a cast member's husband. They kind of hugged her way too tight. She ain't sound the alarm. No, she spoke to her husband. She spoke to her pastor. It wasn't nothing to bring to the show. Producers asked, which husband was it? Of course, she don't say. She's not going to say. I'm trying to think now. Which of these husbands? With Michael? It wasn't Chris. She would have said it was Chris. It was probably Chris Samuels. It was probably Chris Samuels. He's the only big, strong man that would make her feel like, she was being squeezed that tight. I don't see Michael doing that. And if he did, I feel like she would say it. Who else was on this daggone show? Sharice's husband has never been on here. I know it ain't Juan. Giselle ain't had no husband. So it's got to be Chris Samuels. That's why she ain't saying. But whatever, girl. Karen asked, she thinks that she should have said what she said, or if you felt a way at all, you should have mentioned it off camera and not on camera. Like, why would you bring that to the group? And Giselle's like, I didn't bring it to the group. Robin Dixon did. Whether you brought it to the group or not, you brought it on this show. You brought it to the TV. Giselle hasn't spoken to Robin about that yet, though. Producers asked, asked Karen, do you think that there's a crack in their foundation? And Karen is like, absolutely. Of course there is. And we all can see it. I don't really see it. I see two people still playing us. These two have workshops on downtime when they're not filming, and these people gear up for filming. And I am not finna sit here and believe that they have not orchestrated a whole rift between the two of them just to keep the viewers, you know, a little happy. Because, I mean, we all been waiting on the rift. But this ain't no real one. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like these ladies are together right now as we speak. Having lunch. And we sitting up glorifying the fact that they might, you know, ooh, is this a problem? Are they breaking up? Is the green-eyed bandit, you know, is that over? It ain't over. It's over right now. I guess for this season maybe, but no. Don't take it serious. Robin, we see her pulling up, and so she was invited to lunch with Chris and Candace. And Chris is just sitting there, and Robin's like, "Get up, boy. Don't play with me. Don't even do that. Get up and hug me." He like, I don't know. Got to give you the one arm hug now. That's how you got to do them, Chris. One arm hug them, because they trying it. Church lady hug these girls from here on out. I mean, with the one arm. Dap them up if you have to, like, because they don't get nothing confused. Robin explains, you know, what's going on. Ashley brought it up, you know, first by saying that he slid in her DMs. That didn't happen. Then she shares that with Giselle, and then Giselle adds to that. Giselle is the one that she brought it up to Robin that night after the reunion, but, you know, she never said anything else about it again. And Robin told her then that she was reaching. Chris explains himself once again. And then Candace explains that Giselle wasn't uncomfortable at the spring fling. It's like, you got up hugging him. So when did the uncomfortability, like, when did that start? And they show us, of course, where Giselle basically runs over there to give Chris a hug. She did not seem uncomfortable at all. So it's like, why now? Robin, she want to know, okay, like, how do we fix this? And Candace is like, listen, she gonna have to walk it all the way back. Sorry, guys. I don't know. She gonna have to walk it all the way back. Because right now she says that Giselle is dead to her. So that's where she at with it. Giselle over there still at Karen's house dragging. It's been 7 days and I haven't heard from her. Like, I thought I would have at least gotten a call from her, you know, saying that she spoke to her husband and that he wants to apologize. Girl, if you don't get out of here, he don't owe you no apology. You not getting no apology. And so forget it. Dead that. You ain't getting an apology. Never, not gonna happen. Because apologize for what? But knowing Chris, he'll apologize. She don't deserve it, but he'll do it. That's the end, guys. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.